Southpaw Diecast. I'm Scott. Today we got another of the Indy Car oval castings. This will be my second entry into the upcoming downhill race by Boss Championship on April 13th. And I'm going to do another tribute paint job like I always do. And my first year at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I believe, was 1972 or 73. And this is one of the cars that I remember the most, along with Mark Donahue's Sunoco car. So let's get this apart and see what we're dealing with. So stick around. Okay, so we got the Indy car all taken apart, and I got both of the posts drilled out and tapped and ready to go. I'm going to detail the driver, probably. It's got some pretty good details to it. We are going to take and we are going to paint these rims, make it look a lot better. And then, of course, we're going to get the body in the citrus strip, aka the toxic goo. And we're going to get that paint off so we can get a nice paint job for the tribute. So, let's continue. Okay, so here we are at the toxic goo, aka citrus strip. And now let's get the body and get all that paint off. So down she goes, and let's help her. I know I do stuff a lot the same, but I have fun saying this, you know. There she goes. She's going to be covered up here in a couple seconds, so stick around. Okay, so the body came out of the citrus strip, and of course now I'm going over with the buffing wheel. I picked a red one this time. It's a little softer. It might kind of get in all the little nooks and crannies of these IndyCar bodies. So I'm just going to go over it. And it's going to be painted with an opaque paint job, so it's not like I have to polish it. So I'm just going to lightly go over it. Just kind of smooth things out a little bit. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so after I went over the whole car with the buffing wheel, I'm now in the paint booth, and I'm going to spray a nice even coat of the Tamiya Fine Primer on this so we can get the color on. And you got to be careful with these IndyCar bodies. There is a lot of little nooks and crannies, so you got to go kind of like multiple angles and make sure you're getting every little place you can with that paint. Alright, let's continue. Okay, so now that the Tamiya Fine Primer is dried, now we're back in the paint booth with the color, which is going to be like a day-glow red, orangey red maybe. So is that kind of giving you a hint on maybe what car I might be doing? You'll have to wait and see toward the end. But I'm just putting on a pretty decent coat, and then I'll go back over with more of a wet coat after this tacks up for about 15 minutes or so. And again, with this paint, you have to get kind of multiple angles and really get in there, because there are places that you got to adjust to get that paint up under, and you kind of see me sometimes doing it right there, just kind of adjusting the air nozzle and trying to get up in those crevices, make sure everything's covered nicely. I will say this was an iconic car back in the 70s. It's looking really good. Alright, moving on. Okay, I got everything done for the Indy car for my downhill race with Boss Championship on April 13th. Did a little bit of detail work there on the driver, and I didn't do anything with the chassis. I colored the wheels a little bit. I'm not the best at doing that. And of course, the livery that I did was from the late, great, sweet Savage, his 1973 Indy car. So let's get this together and see what she looks like. Okay, so this is where we started with the Indy Car 500 Oval Edition. So now let's go check out the paint job that I put on this, and it should look really good going down the track. Okay, here she is, my customized Indy 500 oval downhill racer in the livery of the late great Swede Savage, and it turned out really well. I love the looks of it. Looks fast. I think it'll look great going down the track. So if you guys like this video, subscribe because it's always free, and hit that like button and tell me what you think. And again, this is for the Boss Championship Indy Car downhill race on April 13th. So check it out on YouTube, and we'll see you next time.